Vice City, baby! Vice City, baby!
What will be happening in trailer 3 of Grand Theft Auto 6? Now, this is a video I wanted to make for a while, but I've been thinking a long time about what actually will be in trailer 3. This is a heavy speculative video where I'm just gonna do my little conspiracy theory right here, so put on your tinfoiled hats and let's get into it. But before that, like and subscribe, but also, is trailer 3 really coming out today? The reason I said this, and I made a little bit of a mistake in yesterday's video, is because the 6th of November, in 2 days, the earnings call of Take-Two Interactive, which is Rockstar's parent company, will take place. A lot of times in November, before the earnings call, they drop trailers or information. In 2023, long time ago, on the Tuesday before the earnings call, which is now today, RockstarGames made the announcement that a first trailer of GTA 6 will come out at the start of December. So maybe they'll do that this year too. Maybe it's gonna be pre-orders, because that's what they did for one of their previous games, announced a pre-order in November right before the earnings call, and that way we'll get to see probably the collector's edition and how that all works. But for now, let's take a speculative route to what we'll see in trailer 3. And the first one is, will we see gameplay in this trailer? I'm gonna say yes and no. Trailer 2, as a lot of you know, was captured entirely in-game from a base PlayStation 5, comprised of equal parts gameplay and cutscenes. This is what RockstarGames tweeted to make sure you knew that trailer 2 was in-game, and it's absolutely insane how they did it. They used the black bars to be able to render less pixels so that it upholds the frame rate of Desire. So in my opinion, those black bars will disappear again, as they've had almost half a year now to optimize this game and the graphics, and to make sure that it runs smoothly on the PS5. There's also a chance that they do it in 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro, because now they've probably worked on frame generation technology. I told you about this in the Sev Roundtable, which I'll leave a link in the description if you haven't watched it. It's with a couple of other creators, Dandy Andy, of course Savvy, Fishy, Bogum Bev, the GOAT, and me, who talked about GTA 6 for like 2.5 hours. It's great, go watch it. A lot of speculation in that video. Now, in terms of actual gameplay that we'll see, maybe there's gonna be like one shot that kind of looks like gameplay. In terms of actual gameplay, where we see the avatar, Jason or Lucia, from the back as if it's just a regular gameplay thing, as if you're holding the controller. Trailer 2 of GTA 6 did this with this shot of Jason walking into the house, but also this shot of Jason doing his groceries, and also with Lucia they did it with this shot where you can see kind of the over-the-shoulder gun aiming to the innocent workers. They just want to have a simple 9 to 5 and they're getting robbed. Oh, poor them. And now thinking about it, the very last shot of trailer 2 almost kind of feels like a gameplay thing, where you have this cinematic car camera that we know and love from GTA 4 and 5, where you activate it and then you have these cinematic shots. And by the way, in the game, when GTA 6 eventually comes out, I hope that the car will kind of steer automatically when we have this cinematic camera on, or we can turn that off in like an options menu, because making cinematic shots but driving good and seeing the actual traffic at the same time is extremely frustrating in GTA 4 and 5. You will crash into something in no time when you use that cinematic camera, and it's fun, but you might also just want to have the car kind of drive and steer itself. Maybe if you set a waypoint, because RER2 did that perfectly. The horse just kind of followed the path of the waypoint that you set, and you didn't have to do anything except press X the whole time on your PlayStation to let the horse walk. So that's it in terms of the gameplay. Let's now talk about action, an action-packed trailer. The last trailer, trailer 2, was very action-packed. But as far as I know, there's only one gun being fired in that trailer, which is Jason hanging out of the car window. And also one explosion when Lucia has that grenade launcher and blows up the cop cars. I want to see more explosions and more gunfire. I also want to see more car crashes and see how that simulation works. Now, explosions are also simulations, and everything that has to do with simulating stuff, game developers want to show as close to release as possible, because that is really the thing that takes the most time to perfect. A physics system is very difficult to make, takes a long time and a lot of genius developers to get right. And with GTA 4 and 5 it was easier to show the explosions because they're not 3D rendered simulations. They have these clever ways of doing it, but I got a feeling that just like the clouds in Red Dead Redemption 2, in GTA 6 the explosions will be 3D, so if you drive through them you kind of get this Batman type thing where you can see the flames kind of open up because the car drives through it so fast. That will be super dope to see. It might be too difficult to do and give too much render power in terms of the GPU away, and so it might be cut from the game and they decided let's not do this. But I would love if this was actually real, and you gotta understand, GTA 5 is a PS3 game. We're now on a PS5, we have an SSD, we have a better GPU, we have a better CPU, better RAM. It's gonna be dope, and hopefully we'll have simulated explosions and we'll see it in a better way. So that's it for action and simulation. Also what I want to see is side characters. I want to see more dialogue of people other than Jason and Lucia. I want to see what Raul Batista is all about. What is this dude? Who is he? How does he speak? We know that he is allegedly played by RockstarGames. He really looks like Raul Batista in this image here, and he once posted a story with the Raul Batista screenshot on a t-shirt of his right after trailer 2 dropped. How did he print this t-shirt so fast? There must be a reason, right? Maybe it was just cool that he looks like him and was a coincidence, but it could also be a tease. Rockstar Games is famous for their NDAs, so I don't know, but if he's the actor, hopefully he didn't get fired for that. I also want to know a little bit more about Booby Ike. Who is this guy, right? We haven't heard him speak yet, so what's his deal? We did hear Daquan Priest, but not in the trailers. We heard him in the leaks, so we already know what he is kind of about and what his vibe is. I made a video about it, which is the strip club mission that Jason and Lucia are doing, where Daquan Priest is introducing Jason and Lucia to everybody in the strip club, and eventually also Booby Ike, who runs the club. And last but not least, we've also never heard the voice of Roxy from The Real Dimes. We've heard Bay Luck saying bra 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 in trailer 2, and we've seen Roxy in several screenshots and some moving images, but we haven't actually heard her voice or heard them rap yet. And there's definitely gonna be a rap, probably on GTA Radio, from the actresses who actually made some songs or maybe even an album, who knows. And I also think there's gonna be other records being made by different side characters that Daquan Priest is scouting and putting in the studio that we can hear eventually on the GTA Radio. But who knows, it's a little bit more speculation. Of course, we know that Cal Hampton is in trailer 2 at the very end, and he is speaking, as well as he is in the bar saying ring the bell. And we have Brian Hatter with the first part of trailer 2 talking to Jason about doing this little mission retrieving money. So I don't feel that they are as prevalent in trailer 3, but I also want to see new side characters. What's up with this Wayman dude that we know the name of? We've seen him in the leaks, but we haven't really seen him speak or very visibly in any of the trailers or screenshots. I mean, allegedly it's this guy, and it's also this guy, so he's definitely part of Brian's crew and a friend of Jason, but we don't know anything else about him. So that's it for the characters and side characters. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, thank you so much for me getting almost to 9,000 subscribers. If you want to be in the 10,000 subscriber club, subscribe now before we hit that mark and you'll be very special. Let's get back to the video. Now I want to talk about new locations, new places in Grand Theft Auto 6. Will we get the answer to, is Gloriana attached to Leonida, and is it not gonna be an island? Is it gonna be the actual Project Americas, or is it gonna be one big island like GTA 4, 5, basically any other GTA? Will we even see Gloriana? Will we even see other places? You know, trailer 1 and 2 really didn't show much new stuff that we already knew about. Especially trailer 2, when the mapping project was happening and trailer 2 wasn't out yet, they came pretty far along. We already knew of Vice City, the Leonida Keys, Port Gellhorn and Lake Leonida, and now we have the new places with trailer 2, which is Ambrosia, which shows just a little bit, and Mount Calaga, which just shows a bunch of mountains and we don't know where it's at, other than the website describing it as the northern part of Leonida. But then we also have this Gloriana number plate on Lucia's bike. Does it confirm that Lucia has been there and can go there? On the website, Mount Calaga is described as being up against the northern border of Leonida, and honestly, in my opinion, that means that there is a northern border and it will go further than that. But who knows, man? There was also a Liberty City license plate, so I don't know. I think there will be shown a couple of different towns where they don't really say where it actually is. Maybe they just give some names from the leaks. I'm unsure, but I do think there is gonna be some new places at least teased in trailer 3 of Grand Theft Auto 6. Do you have some ideas for new locations? Let me know. The next thing I want to talk about is actually mechanics in the game. I know we've talked about a little bit gameplay and stuff, but I want to talk about mechanics. Now, I gotta remind you, trailer 3 is not gonna be a gameplay trailer in my opinion. It's not gonna be showing gameplay, it's way too early for that. Gameplay trailers mostly come out 2 months before release, which will probably be in April. Which sounds like 1 month before May, but the game comes out at the end of May, so basically June. So that's why I'm saying April. And then the gameplay trailer of Online will probably come out at the start of May. So not right now, not today. I do think there's gonna be some teases of mechanics being shown. Maybe we'll see some quote-unquote buddy communication and new physical interactions between Jason and Lucia. Maybe a sequence where Lucia needs to boost to climb a higher fence, kind of like in The Last of Us, and Jason provides that boost, or a moment in a firefight where Jason is down and Lucia has to revive him. Kind of like Call of Duty. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing, but it would be kind of cool because it would make it a little bit easier to play the game for a noob, given that GTA 6 needs to be commercially as wide in terms of audiences as possible. Your grandma needs to be able to play this game. Nothing of this is confirmed, by the way, in terms of gameplay. I'm just speculating. But these small cooperative character moments are what will make the dual protagonist system feel truly special and go beyond just simple character switching. And the third trailer also has a big opportunity to show off the radically improved open world AI. We've heard about more realistic police chases, improved non-playable character behavior, and a refined wanted system, because I want to see how the police actually has real-life tactics now in GTA 6. I want to see Jason and Lucia being surrounded by the police, and people will think that that's a story beat, but it's actually just a open world thing that you can do in the game where you get busted. And maybe we'll see some teases of how the player interacts with objects and characters in the world, the shift towards more manual actions, things like looting fallen non-playable characters for items and cash using loot bags similar to RDR2, or being able to search the glove boxes and trunks of cars, which will be super dope for immersion. Maybe a trailer sequence showing Lucia sneaking into a house, manually searching through drawers for valuables, and then stuffing them into a duffel bag before escaping. That would be fantastic and show a cool way for this deeper level of engagement. And hopefully we also see a little bit of the Leonida customs, the car shops where you can modify your cars, give it a cool little candy paint like we've seen in trailer 1. Or pink with big wheels, which is amazing. I want to see that shop from the inside because we've seen another custom vehicle modding shop from the inside, and it was in trailer 2 where you saw the boats being made and customized, which is a crazy thing for Rockstar to confirm in trailer 2, that you can actually customize boats. But if you want to see more about boats, just ask Cyberboy. He knows a lot about that. So that's it for the mechanics, and I also want to quickly go back to characters and tell them all about the story. Because who are these guys in trailer 2? Who's this cop right here, right? And in trailer 1, you have this shot where they go through the door with a bunch of guns in first person. So I think that those are related to each other, where there is this band, this kind of gang of cops trying to hunt down Jason and Lucia. What is this all about? My speculation for this, that I told everybody at the Sev roundtable, is that this cop might be the prologue guy who will bust Lucia, putting her into prison. And that way you have kind of a third playable character, but just in the prologue at the beginning of the game. And you can already build some tension and set up some story beats right there. And even crazier, maybe at the end of the game, when Jason and Lucia die, you'll go back to that cop again, but I don't think that that will happen. But I do like the idea of starting as a police officer at the beginning of the game, right before you play with Jason and Lucia, because that is something Rockstar has never done before, and they do like to open their games with stuff they haven't done before. So maybe trailer 3 will show a little bit more of that, and some interaction between either Jason and Lucia and the cop. Because we don't even know who he's hunting down. He just says, us cops gotta protect each other. From what, buddy? Let me know. So that's something I'm very curious about too, the cop in GTA 6. I do hope they don't show enough story spoilers, we'll get to that. But I do think we'll be okay, and I wouldn't mind if any of this stuff that I've been asking for in this video is not shown, but I do predict that these things will be shown. I honestly don't really think they go further in Jason and Lucia's story. I think they're gonna show more of the world and the side characters, but I could be completely wrong. Trailer 3 of GTA 5 was actually 3 trailers in one. It was Franklin, Michael, and Trevor's trailer, which they just put right after each other. And it was a beautiful day to see everybody's kind of life. And maybe now that I think about it, we've only seen Jason's daily life so far and haven't really seen Lucia's daily life because she was in prison for the whole time. And now she's doing crimes again, so all we've seen her do is crimes basically, and go to the club, so she's definitely pretty haram. It's GTA, so yeah, of course. This is a joke, by the way, guys, don't take it seriously. But I'm curious to know a little bit more about Lucia's daily life. And the very last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is making it still spoiler free and not showing too much, which is crazy because I just did a 20-minute video explaining what I want to see, and it was a lot. It's a big wish list, but I do wish that they keep it generally tease-y and not show too much. Don't be worried, because Rockstar Games has always been good at doing that and not showing a lot of spoilers, but at the same time they've been showing stuff that are considered spoilers if you have played the game, but in the trailer you don't know that it's a spoiler. That's happened a lot of times. But we'll only know that it's a spoiler once we actually play the game with our controller in our hand and enjoy the story. So what are you guys' predictions? I would love to know in the comments below. I'm so hyped to see a new trailer, or oh my microphone. It came down, but anything new from GTA 6, hopefully today. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you want to see in trailer 3. And before we end this video, I want to put in the end card 2 podcasts that you might want to watch. The first is a roundtable with Sev, Dandy Andy, Bogan Bev, Fishy and I, and the next one is another podcast with me and Project Vice. If you want to check that one out, both podcasts are about 2.5 hours long, so you will have about 5 hours of me talking GTA 6 with other people. If you enjoy that, go check them out. I'll also put a link in the description. Thank you for being a member to Rolfcore. If you want to be a member, please do so. Click the join button where originally the subscribe button was. You'll be at the end of the video with your name, and I'll give you a little bit of a personal thank you. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.